Good morning, Judith.
Good morning, Sonya. How are you?
Welcome to the Coach's Cup. I'm good. It's
Good.
cooler outside. I am loving this weather, and I'm ready to go. How
Same.
about you?
I'm loving the weather as well.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right. Well, today we are talking about believing new thoughts. Yesterday, as of yesterday, there were 100 days left in this year in 2020. Yeah. So we have 100 days left, and a lot of people have not had an exceptional year this year. We've heard a lot of complaints about 2020. And so we thought that today we would give you some new thoughts to help you kind of flip the script on this year. We've got 100 days. That's almost a third of the year left. So we get to decide how we end it. And we decided let's give everybody some new thoughts to think, right?
I love it. So good. Yep.
So also, I wanted to let you know, if you are a listener, I'm getting ready to run a course called Flipping the Script. I'll be releasing more information in the next week or so, where we do a very similar thing. We work on some of the issues that people have with procrastination, with staying on a plan, managing your time well. Are you going to sign up, Judith?
You don't say, right? Sonya, sign me up.
Yeah. So if you're listening and you want more information, you can go to my website, sonyagreencoaching.com, and get just an outline. There's already an outline up for the course. See if you're interested. If you want to make sure you get on the list, just put your email address in there, and that way we'll make sure that you get all that information. Nice. But I'm excited because, we've got a lot of time left to turn this year around. It doesn't have to end on a negative note. And I think a lot of people have already kind of written it off.
I might agree with that statement, but yeah. I have come in contact with a lot of people who are also feeling very hopeful. Good. Who have accepted and allowed and are moving through kind of mentality. Like we're just carrying on.
Yep. Well, and that's the way to do it, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So believing new thoughts. So we wanted to give you 7 new thoughts that you can take with you. And some of them might not be exactly new, but just kind of a reminder of the ways we want to keep our brains on track as we're moving through life. And the first one is you are 100% worthy.
Sonya, like this one should just be like, it should be a whole podcast to itself.
Yeah.
So many of us, and the concept can just breeze right by you. This one takes time to like process and absorb. And just by the very nature of being a human on this earth, you are 100% worthy and 100% complete. We are all equal. And I just really want that one to sit with our listeners as we talk about this.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know that I have ever encountered a client or a past student who has come to me feeling 100% worthy.
Yeah.
And
same.
Yeah, and it's a concept. I mean, I work on it every day.
Me too. Yeah.
It's not, you're right. We do probably need to spend a whole podcast on it. I'm putting that on the list.
Right.
But the main reason, even if you have trouble understanding it from any other perspective or any other way, the main reason is when we increase our capacity to love ourselves, we increase our capacity to love other people too.
Right.
Our families, people we don't know, people we come in contact with occasionally. It it helps us to grow. And that alone should be reason to do it.
Exactly. When you love yourself, when you show up and take care of yourself and love yourself, everyone wins.
Yeah.
Everyone wins. The world is a better place. Your world is a better place.
Yeah. Yeah. Your children, your spouse, everyone is your boss. Yeah. It's better for everybody. So take that new thought and stick it in your brain and practice it.
What was that thought again? Let's remind it one more time.
You are 100% worthy.
And there we go.
All right. Number 2, your success in life depends on the goals you commit to rather than what you achieve. And I said that slowly because I want it to sink in. That is not how we think about things.
No, we don't. This makes me think about like we hear Corinne talk about when we're losing weight. Corinne Crabtree, losing 100 pounds with Corinne. She teaches us that it's who we become along the way, right? It's who you set the goal, and it's not so much about the goal as much as who you become through the process of changing your life, your beliefs.
Yeah. And committing to things. I think people underestimate, and of course we talked about this a little bit, I think last week, but people underestimate the value of commitment in your life. We get so focused on that, what can I check off my list, that sometimes we don't really think ahead of time what it takes going into it. You know, is this something that I'm ready to commit to? Is this something that I'm willing to commit to? What am I going to do? What am I willing to do?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of thinking that needs to happen. And a lot of you need to cheerlead for yourself as you go through the process. When you are checking the box off, that you're taking time to like really celebrate that, because those are the wins.
Yeah. Brooke Castillo from the Life Coach School talks about how this is kind of like, she thinks about it like she thinks about Christmas. The magic that happens is always in the anticipation of the goal anyway. And that really resonated with me because I love Christmas. I love it. I get so excited about it, but so many times on the day of, it's kind of a downer for me because I've been building up all of these things along the way. And then the real thing wasn't as good as the anticipation of it. You know, I bought gifts for people. I wrapped them for people. I got everything, you know, the way I wanted it. And that was the fun.
Right.
And that's the fun you should be having when you commit to a goal. You need to figure out how to find that magic, that anticipation for achieving it, so much so that the fun is what happens along the way.
You know, this makes me think about, I was listening to, it's Dr. Andrew Huberman. He is I'm probably going to say this wrong. He's a neurobiologist. He's like the research end. He's not the medical end. And he was talking about, and this very concept of, it's the dopamine hits that our brain hits on the way to the goal. Like that's what is going to get us there. And that's what that just came to me.
That's and that's perfect, because I agree. I think that's exactly what it is. That's what keeps us building and working there. Number 3, the discomfort of growth is greater than the discomfort of stagnation.
Right.
Now, what that implies is that we're going to have discomfort either way.
Right. So you may as well be growing. Like this is where I think about just like leaning in, just lean in and just go for it, because you want to do it. And this is like, you don't want to resist. You don't want to argue. You're going to just lean in and know that all the things are coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Because again, you have these other thoughts, the one that we just gave you, to connect with as well, that you're going to be uncomfortable, but if you're moving toward your goals, then, I mean, that is so much better. I have had days where I sit on the couch and watch TV with my husband all day. We binge watch something or something like that. Those don't happen for either of us very often. But when they do, I sometimes find myself at the end of the day kind of down and depressed, because I need a goal. I need to achieve something every day, and I'm not good sitting on the couch. I probably need to work on that a little bit. Maybe there are days when my goal is to just
I was
sit
going to
on the
say,
couch.
just set that as your goal.
Yeah. But if I am not moving forward, I kind of get in a funk. I kind of get it's not a comfortable place for me.
Yeah. And I don't know. I know that feeling, and I don't know that I'm much fun to be around when I'm that
Yeah,
way either. Just kind of
exactly.
crabby and just, meh.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're going to have discomfort either way, let's do it growing, evolving. The worst that's going to happen, this is all on you.
Yeah. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to feel some feelings.
That's
And
right.
that's it. That's all that stands between us and our goals. A bunch of thoughts, a bunch of feelings.
Yeah.
That's it.
Simple.
Yes. So simple.
All right. Number 4, you create your experience. It doesn't happen to you. This is one that we may need to spend a little time on, because I see this a lot of people who sit and let life happen to them.
They're thinking that the circumstances are what creates the experience, and not that it's their thoughts about life.
Yeah. Yeah. My parents were divorced when I was a child, and I wasn't nurtured the way I should have been, or my boss hates me, or my husband is mean to me, or so many things that people think they have it's just life happening to them, and it's so unfair.
I so agree. I'm sorry, I am looking over my notes here. And I'm going to have to defer back to you because I can't read my writing. Like, what does this say? And my glasses here.
But yeah, when we create every experience.
Right. In the moment with our thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I have a boss who's mean to me, that's only one way to think about it. What if instead that boss is trying to groom me for a better position, and so she's being tough on me for that reason?
Right.
We get to choose what that means. Maybe there's a better version of me that this person sees that I don't even see in myself.
I like that so much. There's definitely, you should question everything. Question every thought you have about your circumstances. And is this true? What else could it be?
Yeah. So many times there are other explanations, and our brain goes to the easy stuff. And the easy stuff is, well, it must be me.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with me. I'm not lovable. I'm not worthy.
I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough.
So many times that's where our brain goes.
This is too hard.
Yeah. And it's just the way we're designed. It's the way our brains are designed to take the easy path.
I was getting ready to say the motivational triad. Here we go.
Yeah.
Keep us in our cave.
Yeah.
Goes back to the discomfort. Feel the discomfort. Come on. Let's go.
And you know what? All of these thoughts that we're giving you, they're going to cause some discomfort if you haven't been thinking them. If you just put your brain on autopilot and accepted that your experience happens to you, that life just hands you a deck of cards and you have to play them as best you can, then it's going to take some work to move out of that and realize you're the one creating your experience. But it is so worth it.
Yeah. We're just living in our little brains.
Yeah.
If we just go back in our brains, question our thoughts, and we could create a whole new experience. It just goes, I mean, like this whole thing just goes back to me. I'm like, lovability. You're worthy.
Yeah, it does. I mean, they build on each other. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just in my little brain, just thinking thoughts.
Well, here's one I really like. And it also builds on this idea that we create our experience. The future is always better than the past.
And why is that?
You know, my husband and I talk all the time about people who basically talk about the good old days. You know, oh, well, it was so much better when this happened, or when this person was president, or, you know, our brains have this way of selecting the memories we want to keep and forgetting all of the others, which is not, it's our reality, but it's no more true than anybody else's reality.
And it's not accurate.
It's not accurate. And if you have relatives and you've ever gotten together at a family reunion and started talking and telling stories, you know, it's funny because you'll have yourself convinced that something happened a certain way. And then somebody else will be like, well, that's not the way it happened at all. It happened this way. And, you know, our brain's creating our experience. But we get to decide that our future is better than our past. And that's really fun. If your past was a good experience, your future can be even better.
Even better. Even better.
It's not that you have to vilify the past. It's that you have the capacity to create a future that's with infinite possibilities.
Oh, I love that word, capacity. That has been hitting my radar for the last 2 or 3 days. And it's huge when you think about having the capacity to create your future. If it's for weight loss, if it's for a job promotion, if it's to continue your education, if it's to improve your relationship with someone, like there's limitless possibilities, just like you
and
said.
It's not an if you have the capacity, you have it. You just have to access it.
That's right. 100%.
It is so, I mean, it's exciting to think about. You know, I will advise students, and about this time of the year, it's so funny. I can't tell you how many times in October a very smart, beautiful young woman will walk into my office and sit down and start crying because she's getting ready to graduate college and she just doesn't know what she's going to do with her life. And I love those conversations so much. I have a box of Kleenex on my desk, always ready. And, you know, I love those conversations because they have so much capacity to achieve so many things. And I get to show it to them. You know, that's just so much fun. And that's why I love coaching too, because each of my clients, they have so many opportunities to achieve and grow and do things. And we just get to open that up for them.
Yeah, so good. I'm just taking a moment, just feeling your love and energy for your
Yeah.
clients. That's so
No,
cool, Sonya.
it's the best.
And
Like
your students,
if
they
I
are
could
so
sit
lucky.
and do that all day, I probably would never sleep because I get really worked up about it.
Yeah, yeah.
But we all have that capacity to have a future that's even better than our past.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one I really like. Number 6 is there is no failure, only a not yet.
Mm, I like that because failure is a what do I want to say? Failure comes up a lot. We feel like failures because we didn't achieve the goal by a certain date. We feel like failures because we didn't make the mark or whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are in that mindset of feeling like a failure, it shuts you down. It limits you. But it's just not yet. Like you still keep going. You don't stop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's, and this is another one that reminds me a lot of my students because that's what I tell them all the time. You can't come into a class ready to achieve an A+ on the first day.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're really learning, if you're really growing, you're going to have some failures along the way. And I want them to be big, big, messy failures.
Mm-hmm.
Because in college, that's where you're in a safe space to do that. It's a little tougher when you get out in your life and have a big, messy failure. I've had one or two.
Yeah, same.
But, it's never the end. Failure isn't the end point, and we have ourselves so convinced it is. It's just that discomfort of our growth if we keep sticking with it. I mean, with weight loss, how many women, they're trucking along, losing their weight, losing every week, and then they have that first week where they gain weight, and it completely derails them.
Oh God, if I heard that word one more time. No. And it's around the scale. They're giving all
It
their
is.
power away to the scale.
Yes.
And it's very interesting. And I can't say that I never had this mindset either.
Well,
Totally get it.
yeah, we're human.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's,
Go ahead.
yeah, we are, well, wired to create comfort for ourselves. So feeling, like, oh, I didn't
Let's
get
just give
this.
up.
Let's
That's
just
going to
give
be
up. Yeah.
in the moment. That is the easy thing to do. You get a little dopamine hit from saying, I'm done.
Yep. Yep.
Because your
And that,
brain's like, woo, we get to relax now.
and that takes us back to I remember talking about the dopamine hits with Dr. Andrew Huberman, celebrating our way every step of the way.
Yeah.
And that can help you on your weight loss journey to celebrate all your wins, all of them.
Yeah. And figure out that even when you have what you're calling a failure, examine that thought.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really the way you want to think about it? Is it even the truth?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This doesn't have to be around weight loss. So many moms judge themselves by this yardstick of motherhood that I don't know where it exists. It's somewhere way up in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
I've never known anybody to be as perfect as the way they judge themselves. And, if your child gets their heart broken or you don't do something quite right, you haven't ruined them for the rest of their lives. You've probably done something to help them get stronger or make them stronger.
Right.
They have to experience discomfort too. And we could spend a whole podcast talking about that, allowing our children to experience all of these things for growth. But we're getting better every day if we're working on ourselves. we're getting better every day. So it's not failure. If we're not there, it's a not yet.
It's a not yet.
And that's where also committing to your goals, back up to number 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you're committed, then you understand it's a not yet.
Right. And it's, how do we say that? It's not a failure unless you quit.
Yes.
You keep going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our last thought, and I like this one almost as much, well, maybe a little bit more than I like the future's always better than the past, but nothing is too good to be true.
And why do you love that one so much?
Because I can only speak for me, but sometimes I get scared to want too much or think too big because I don't know. I mean, it makes my brain really uncomfortable, right? So I want to limit my possibilities to keep myself safe, basically. But nothing is too good to be true. The truth of the matter is I can have an amazing life. There's nothing in it that's too good to be true. I can however I want to measure my success, it's out there. All I have to do is figure out what it is I want and work toward it. Keep, making my brain feel uncomfortable even when it doesn't want to do something. Keep challenging myself. And there's nothing out there that's too good for me to have.
That is so good, Sonya. It is so true. I'm just, again, thinking of my own, I'm coaching myself as you're talking about. Wow.
Yeah. I think, and you and I have talked about this before, this idea of keeping ourselves small.
Yeah.
As women in our society, it's not like it used to be, but there's this idea of being small, being seen and not heard, you don't want to make a fuss. It's definitely a Southern thing. What were you just saying?
I said, no ripples, don't make any waves, no ripples.
Yes, you want to make everybody else's experience as good as it can be. So we have to kind of absorb ourselves, into the woodwork. I'm not going to change anybody else's experience. They get to have the experience that they create. I get to have mine. And if nothing is too good to be true, then I get to go after it however I want to.
That's so good. That's so good. Just thinking about that, like just really owning who we are and where we're going and the direction, and thinking about it in a way that serves you.
Yes.
That serves you. This is the experience I'm supposed to have, and that's the experience they're supposed to have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what we've got for you today, folks. 7 new thoughts that you can believe and work on. You've got 99 days left in this year. 99.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to make it? What you get to decide. If nothing is too good to be true, then what are you going to do? What are you going to have for yourself on December 31st that you don't have right now?
Yeah. I love it. I love it so much.
All right.
I'm all in.
I am too. Let's start making our lists of what we're going to achieve in these next 100 days. I've already got some.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on that. I like this. A list for the next 99 days of what I want to achieve.
Yeah. Because I'm 100% worthy and nothing is too good to be true.
I like the all that's in the way between me and my goals is a bunch of thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And when I think about it like that,
How easy is it?
Right?
You just have to write it down and go get it.
Yeah. So true. All right.
All right, folks. If you enjoy our podcast, we would love for you to go to iTunes and give us a 5-star review.
I love that even more.
Yeah, that's one of our goals for the end of the year is that we have, we would like to have 100 reviews on our podcast by the end of the year.
We will have 100 reviews.
Yeah.
Let's just mention it right now.
So if you're listening and you like us, please help us reach our goal.
Let's get one a day. Come on.
That's right. One a day. All right. We'll see you next week.
Have a good day.
You too.